2022 Philippine presidential election. Why should Filipino vote Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr.? I will bring that form of unifying leadership in our country. This statement sealed in my mind and put a mark in my heart as the former Senator Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. stated this. As he announced his candidacy to run as a president for the 2022 Philippine election, Bongbong contributed a lot of good things for our country. And now, this is the time where Bongbong decided to run as a president of the Philippines. This position paper addresses why we should vote for Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., why Bongbong should be the only candidate in this election, and whether if he wins, Bongbong will be able to bring our country back together, unite all Filipinos, and fight the pandemic that is having a devastating impact on the Philippines. Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. is a Filipino politician who most recently served as a senator from 2010 to 2016. He is the second child and the only son of a former president, Ferdinand Marcos Sr., the former First Lady Imelda Romualdez Marcos. Bongbong has already made significant contribution as a senator. Imagine what he would be able to do if he become the president. Not only should we vote for Bongbong because he is a generous and kind person, we should vote for him not only because he has a good educational background and is the son of the late former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr., but also because we have known him to be a trustworthy and loyal individual with only pure intention for our country. Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. should be the one to win the presidency because he has the strong desire to recover our country from the effect of COVID-19 and restore our country unity. Bongbong has shown a strong desire to lead our country and light poverty, overpopulation, illegal substances, and crime. Bongbong also has a strong sense of justice that he used to defend Filipinos. Bongbong made significant contributions according to our research, particularly in terms of renewable energy for sustainable development, youth empowerment, agricultural use, housing, and urban planning. Former Senator Bongbong is considered not only about the people of the country, but also about the environment. That indicates Bongbong is the ideal candidate for President of the Philippines, because his professionalism is outstanding, and despite the criticism of our politicians and citizens over the father issue, he kept silent without assure he is a great leader, but what his father committed has nothing to do with him. As Norma Suarez stated it, the crime of the father cannot be inherited by the son. Former Senator Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. is the son and hero of the country's longest-serving leader. Ferdinand Marcos ruled for 21 years. Many believe he, like his father, is destined for the presidency. In some ways, he is a role for which he has spent his entire life, every chapter of his life. From his upbringing to his education to his years in public service, has prepared the groundwork for him to run as the president in the future. Bongbong served as the vice governor and the governor of the Ilocos Norte, their home province. He was also named chairman of the Philippine Communications and Satellites Board of Directors on October 5. Ferdinand Marcos Jr., also known as Bongbong, formally declared his candidacy for the forthcoming presidential election in May 2022. Philippines may yet see its instigators rise to power once more. We trust that Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., who has been in politics for almost 3 decades and has solid intentions for the Philippines, has the potential to be country and next president. To protect our country, we should vote wisely. Ferdinand Marcos Jr., also known as Bongbong, formally declared his candidacy for the forthcoming presidential election in May 2022. Philippines may yet see its instigators rise to power once more. We trust that Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., who has been in politics for almost 3 decades and has solid intentions for the Philippines, has the potential to be country and next president. To protect our country, we should vote wisely.